Hello, welcome back to the Fox Strength and Performance YouTube channel. I am Taylor Fox, and we're here with Dakota. So we're gonna go over hinge patterning in the deadlift and the squat, and kind of why I use specific variations to improve that hinge pattern. Specifically, we're gonna go through the soft touch tempo deadlift, and then we're gonna go over some box squatting with the safety squat bar. So we're really gonna work on getting those hips back, establishing that good hinge, but then also being able to put some force through the floor with your legs from that hinge position so you can get a big deadlift. So what Dakota is gonna demonstrate is what I call a soft touch tempo deadlift. We're gonna deadlift up to lockout, the first rep doesn't count, and then he's gonna hinge back to just below the knee, and he's gonna continue that tempo down and build that tension through his legs. He's gonna touch the ground softly, and then he's gonna focus on force through the ground with his legs and squeeze his butt to extend back to the top, all kind of in one motion. So he never relaxes on the floor, keeps tension the entire time, drives that bar back up to lockout, and then we restart with the next rep at the hinge pattern. So watch as we get the hips come back, and then he's loading the legs, touch, squeeze the butt, drive the hips back, trying to really feel those legs and push those feet to the ground. Driving up, squeeze that butt. All right, guys, so we gotta be able to do this. We have to get into a solid position in that hinge pattern. We gotta be able to put force through the floor with our legs. We work on the upper back accessories, the lat accessories, rows, getting those tight lats in the bottom position. But if you have that going for you and you're kind of losing that leg tightness in the bottom of the deadlift, this is something to work on as well to kind of tie everything together. So let's just show that first part with the hinge. So take the bar and just deadlift it up to lock out. So you can see his hips are fully extended. We're completely locked out. Now I just want you to hinge back, bring the bar below your knee. See how far the hips come back and the position we're in. That's a solid position for a deadlift. He also just deadlifted, so it's like he's pretty fatigued, but he was able to hold that position. That's the solid position we're looking for as far as being just below the knee. That's where we want to be. And if we insert some of his deadlift clips from the training session that we just did, you see like that hip position doesn't really change. We're in a solid locked in position, and he's able to put that force through the floor while those hips stay stable the whole time. He's locking his lats in, so he keeps the bar close to him the whole time, puts that force production to the floor, and then uses his hips to drive through at the top. So let's show that second part of the movement. So deadlift up again to lockout, hinge back, come down to the floor and pause at the floor for like a second, and pop up. Good. You can drop it. So that's really what we're trying to emphasize here. It's a very tough exercise. I usually prescribe it for 4 to 6 reps a set, so it's a lot of time under tension. But if you really build into that for a wave of 3 to 6 weeks, it really pays off once you get back to normal deadlifting and helps you with your position. So we're gonna move on to the squat and kind of show how we implement that same idea, hinging back with the hips prior to the descent into the squat. So the idea is similar. If we're deadlifting, we have the bar over our midfoot and we hinge our hip back. We gain that leverage to pull the bar straight up in that efficient line to lock out. With the squat, we're going from the top down instead of from the down up. We want to hinge the hip back to keep that load over the midfoot. So that can vary based on your bar position. So see here with Dakota's front squats, there isn't really a hip hinge at all, maybe a little bit, because he's already got the bar in a front rack over his midfoot, versus here we need to hinge back a little bit more, and then we're going to sit down into the box. This isn't a super deep box. It gives enough of a cue to sit the hips back and to sit down to where we're loading that weight over the midfoot. And then what he's actually going to do too is going to pause on the concentric, so he's going to use his posterior chain to come off the box a little bit, and then from there he'll pause, and then he'll come forward to lock out in the squat. So let's take a look at this as well. Hips back, good. Come off the box, pause. Sitting back, come off the box, pause. Good. Here we're breaking up that static and dynamic component Good, good pause. So you see that resting component on the box as he pauses, and then more of a static component here as he pauses on the way up. Good. Sit back. Solid. So those are a couple strategies you can use if you're trying to push your lifts up. I would say this is more of a deadlift approach. Deadlift, supplementary movement, and then an accessory for the deadlift being the box squat. But it certainly can help you improve your squat as well if you're into powerlifting, or help you carry over to events if you're into Strongman. So give those a shot. If you're looking for coaching or any help with that, check us out at Power Build Coaching. Until next time, keep lifting those heavy weights. Hold strong.